So what can a 30-year aviations expert and a graphic artist have in common? Well, music and games, of course. I hope you all guessed that. Valerie is a renowned international DJ, and she had no idea that Facebook games would lead her to her Prince Charming, aka her Lobster. 10 years ago, Valerie and Pat first met, and their fairy tale began. However, where their fairy tale love has been filled with so many amazing highs, it has been torpedoed with some very massive lows. One of those being ALS. The unimaginable happened when Pat was diagnosed with ALS. While the news changed his life in more ways than one, it gave both him and Valerie a chance to reevaluate what's really important in life and make some massive changes. Here to share their love story and journey with ALS, please welcome Valerie and Pat Harmon. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get to you. Thank you for sticking it out with us. I am so happy to get to see your guys' faces. Seriously.
Thanks. It's good to see you.
Well, I feel like this is so fun. I know we've only talked on the phone a couple times now, but I already feel like we're old friends at this point. I just love you two so much, and you guys embody so many of the things that Kendra was saying about just such amazing, selfless, strong people. So I want to dive in because I want people to get to know what I saw in you about 2 seconds into our conversation. It was so beautiful. So let's talk love. Tell me your love story because you have a pretty beautiful one.
Yeah, Val was a DJ, and I used to DJ, but we were both. I was working midnights, and one of the things I would do to kind of preoccupy my time is and stay awake is play some of the games on Facebook, and one of them was Happy Aquarium, and it was a site where you go to get other people that you would friend to play the game with you. And one of the people that was added to my list was her, and they always said DJ Val, and I was always curious that was her Facebook name. I'm thinking, is she a DJ? So I clicked on her site, and I saw that she did a roll call every night at 1 o'clock in the morning for people in the music industry, and I used to read it, and they had some interesting topics about a lot of the dance music and some of the old dance music, and somebody had asked a question in there about an old 80s dance song, and I knew the answer to it, but I didn't respond. But I after a while, people were responding with the wrong answer, and finally I jumped in and responded. I said, well, it was this song. And that's kind of how I introduced myself to Val, and we had just started, communicating now and then, not personally, but just about music stuff, and this roll call group went on for quite a while, and the people in the roll call we sort of all became friends online, but nobody had ever met in person. So one night I just took it upon myself to go around in my car. I picked as many of these people up as I could. I said, let's all go surprise Val at her nightclub she was working in, and actually we could all meet. So we did that, and when I laid eyes on her the first time, that was it. I knew it was going to be me and her.
I knew the same. And what a cast of characters he brought around. What a great group, though. We talked for years, and I thought, this guy. Oh my God, we could do a TV series. Seriously, it's in the works. It could be. You never know. But I thought, what a thoughtful guy to go around and pick up all these people who talked on a daily basis but never met, and to bring them all together. And as soon as I locked eyes with him, like he said, it was game over. I knew immediately. I didn't think I'd ever be with anybody. I was single for 14 years, and game over. It was awesome. This guy. That's how
I love life's the universe plays tricks on you. Like, haha, you think you're all good. You think you're alone. Just kidding. You were just getting set up to meet your lobster and for him to walk in that one night, and it was just all over.
Neither one of us were looking. Just when you least expect it, I guess.
Yep. See, this is what I love so much though about these love stories. This is why I love because I've met a lot of people that say, no, I don't believe in love at first sight. And then you hear a story like that where you both just knew it was it. Like you said, just locked eyes and that was it. It was over for. You found your person.
That's it.
Yeah, it's it. It's a real thing.
I think mine was touch. It's like I felt like I really feel like I picked up her aura and her vibe. She was in the DJ booth, and I went in there and I stuck my hand in there and I grabbed her hand, and just knew it. I knew I wasn't gonna let go.
Okay, I love that. And I love that you felt it, like Valerie, you felt it too. It was just undeniable. You guys were both, it was over. Like you said, game over. And all from some Facebook games, by the way, because that's a new one. I've never heard a couple meeting from Facebook games.
Yeah, it was so silly. I mean, there was a guy I worked with that had the Happy Aquarium. I used to make fun of him, and then I'm like, well, I want to see what it's about. So I went on and got my own. I saw hers, and it was always really artistic. And then I saw DJ Val. I'm like, wow, I wonder if she's actually a DJ. And I clicked on it, and I saw her profile. And, and then I wandered into the roll call, which was, that's all. You could do a whole show about that roll call group. What a diverse group of people. I mean, you can't get any more diverse, but they're all wonderful, hard people that are just great, wonderful, loving people, and we all got along, and it was like a little family.
Well, I love getting to see all this love that you guys are getting. I don't know if you're seeing that flash up on the screen, but people are chiming in. What a beautiful couple, and what a great way to meet. Beautiful couple. You guys are so full of love. So many people are just loving on you guys already as a couple, as I knew they would. So I'm telling you, I fell in love with your guys' story and you guys as a couple instantly. So I love that other people are picking up on that too. And by the way, if anyone's listening, all the single folk out there, maybe this is the way to meet your person. Maybe forget about these dating apps and Tinder. Maybe you head to Facebook and play some games, and then you meet people that are interested in the same games. Maybe you've unlocked something new, you guys.
No, don't look. Just go find something that you love doing, and you're going to bump into somebody.
I love that. I love that advice. And speaking of, Kendra was also letting us know that, hey, she's up for playing Happy Aquarium. If anyone wants to play that with her, check out Happy Aquarium. Maybe she can join your guys' group. Do you still have that going? Is that group still active with each other?
I have roll call every night at 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock in the morning, every night on Facebook. You can find me at Valerie Harmon on Facebook. I do it every night. I've been doing it for years.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, awesome. Okay, so then I don't have to feel so bad that I'm keeping you late right now because you're a rock star and you're going to be going until 2 in the morning.
Probably, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love this. Well, let's get, this is sadly, again, we're talking about some heavy stuff here. So you were diagnosed with ALS. It's been recent. You've been fighting this battle. How are you doing? How is everything going for you?
It rearranges your life. It's like you're playing Monopoly or chess, and somebody comes along and just knocks everything over off the board. You just, when you get that diagnosis, if you took a list of like the 50 most important things in your life, write them all down, and then you get that ALS diagnosis, number 3 through 50 don't mean anything instantly. Just rip that bottom part of the list off. And we sold everything we had. We moved somewhere that's more healing and quiet, peaceful. I can't tell you how it clarifies what's really important to life. I mean, if you go to that list of 50 things that are important to you, what items on that list are going to be around after you pass away? And the only thing left is love. That's it. That's all that matters.
I love my lobster.
And you have it. have it. You guys absolutely have it. What were some of those things on your list that became irrelevant to you now that you can just kick out and you don't even think twice about anymore?
I thought my career was everything. Career and your plans, what you think are plans, name it. Now it's just me and her and our immediate family and walking in nature and spending time in nature. That's about it. And then, still any chance that we can communicate or talk with other people and help other people. I got a friend of mine from high school that just found out last week he's got ALS. So I'm working with him through, he's where I was, mentally, several months ago. The other people that are affected by this, it's crazy, but you become part of a group that's connected, where you instantly care about each other. It's almost, I don't even know what to compare it to.
There's no comparison to anything. There's none.
In cancer, you've still got hope.
Right.
There's not a lot of hope with ALS. There's a list of reversals, but there's 55 people on that list out of the last 3 decades. So there's not a lot of hope. It just tells you, what, your time is limited. And so it just filters all the unimportant things out.
It's true. I love just even the sentence that you said, and it's up in the comments already, that all that's left is love. Really, all the other stuff, like you said, it doesn't matter. This is the important part right there. And you guys have that, and you guys get to spend every single day and every moment making these amazing, happy memories. And just, I hate ALS. I hate ALS so much.
I hate more.
Yeah. And Valerie, you heard us talking with Jim earlier, because it's so true. ALS is more than just the individual battling its journey to take. You're in this journey too. This is your husband. This is your Lobster. How has this ALS diagnosis changed your life as well?
Well, I lose my husband every day, little bits at a time. And you don't want to see someone you love suffer and go through this. Yeah. I wish more people would spend their money on research so we could end this. Nobody deserves this. Nobody.
I know. That was when we had talked on the phone. You said that, and I remember writing it down, because that one just hit me. It was like a punch to the gut and sliced my heart open, because I could hear that, even just saying it, I'm getting all watery. I could hear the pain in your voice when you were saying you're literally losing your husband a centimeter at a time every single day. And you're right. Nobody should have to go through that. This is why this is so important, what we're doing, and having you guys talk about this and show people what it's like, what you're going through. And Patrick, what's your daily life like now with ALS?
You can't stop researching. No matter how much I want to put the cell phone down, I'm constantly digging and looking into diet and different studies that people have done, and I'm following, various people that have had different successes. It's like you are, I want to say, when you hear people say they're fighting for their life, all you can do is search, because there's nothing there to grab to fix this right now. So you're just constantly, putting the what if in your head. You can sit there and try to guess what causes this, but you'll waste all your time. But I'd still do a lot of research, thinking, and who knows? Who knows what this could be? It could be something crazy. You could drink 16 ounces of green Kool-Aid every day and it might cure it. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
It could be something crazy like that. But we're always digging. And the rest of my day is spent communicating and telling people that have touched my life, different friends and relatives and co-workers, people I've worked with, people I went to school with. I think back into my childhood and I try to reach out to these people and say, you made a difference in my life. There's a lot of people. You don't realize.
Anyone
We
anyone you want to give a shout out to now?
We affect
anybody
everybody's life. Oh gosh, there's so many people that God's put in my life that have affected me. Countless. It's crazy. I mean, we all affect each other somehow, just to different degrees.
It's such a beautiful reminder of exactly that, that sometimes it's real easy to sort of get selfish and get wrapped up in your own wants and needs and just going about your daily life. And that's a beautiful reminder that, everything we do in one way or another affects someone else. So let's choose the way we live our life.
Elle and I we used to DJ fundraisers for the Ice Bucket Challenge. We've done many of them, and I never dreamed that one of us would get hit with this diagnosis. And, we never learned about it, but I wish we did. I wish more people actually knew about this disease and what it does. It's I don't know. I wish people understood it more, because I think everybody would help each other more. We have more compassion, even people with cancer. And I mean, it makes me sick to see people younger than me diagnosed with this. People in their 20s, 30s, with kids, young kids. Something's got to be done. We have to come together as a country and pool our resources and come and find a cure.
Amen to that. I second that 1,000%.
If a cure is found for ALS, it's going to affect Alzheimer's, dementia, MS. I think if Parkinson's, if they find a cure for this, they're going to find it. It's going to help a lot of other things. It's not. I don't think it's just ALS is what this battle is not. It's not one little disease. I think that if they find a cure for ALS, it's going to cure a lot of things.
Well, I can promise you that we are not going to stop fighting until we get there. Absolutely. I know the ALS Association's not. I know there's some other great organizations. Like, we are not going to stop. This has been our mission. And I remember one of the most beautiful things I heard from the court, like ALS Association in general, is they said, we want to be put out of business. We want our services to be insignificant. We want it to be a cure so that we can shut down the ALS Association, because there won't be a need for us anymore. And I mean, that's the ultimate goal. We're not going to stop fighting. And like you were saying, we need to make people aware of ALS, because it seems very small, but every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS, and every 90 minutes, someone loses that battle. And everyone watching, I want you to let that sink in for a moment, because I mean, in the time we're doing this show, that means one new individual is going to be getting this news that you got, Pat and Valerie, that they're diagnosed with ALS and they're about to embark on this journey. And one individual that has been battling this disease will have lost that. And this is just, we just can't have this. This is completely unacceptable. So, I mean, Sunflower Hour, I can give you that promise. We are going to keep spreading the word and shouting it from the rooftops to anyone that will listen what is going on, and share your story, share Kathy's story, share my friend Frank's story, and just make people listen and pay attention. And we've got to make a change on this. We just have to. Because I know, Valerie, you're with me. Like, you cannot live life without Pat. We're not willing to let him go anytime soon. So we need to make a change here.
And thank you, Susan, for what you're doing and bringing awareness to ALS to the masses. We appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones doing the hard work. So thank you for sharing your story, and same thing for Pat, for doing that research every day, for fighting this disease, for telling anyone that will listen to you what's happening. Like, you're the champions. It's people like you that make it easy to get to want to be involved and make a change. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I'm getting all sweaty. I'm getting all sweaty and emotional over here with all of this because this is
met
just
so
such
many
a
wonderful people that are
yeah.
helping with ALS, and the people out there are incredible. Deb House.
Yeah, I was going to say her too. She's an incredible person, human being. She lost her husband, and she's helped us. She's helped I don't know how many thousands of people. Deb House goes to Congress. She fights. She fights. She fights for us. So thank you to people like that. That every day they wake up, they have a goal, and it's to help us.
I love that. And just, I think I love your story so much too, because you just have this beautiful, there's just so much love. There's just so much genuine, true soulmate kind of love that you guys have for each other to get through whatever life is throwing at you right now. And just the fact that you keep, like Kendra was saying, you're just so selfless that you want to help the people around you. You want to help your friend now that is going through this. And you and I had this conversation on the phone about just the way you interact with someone with ALS. I want to talk about that for a second because you made a really great point that I had never even really thought of. Now that you're in this situation, you've noticed sort of sometimes if you haven't been around ALS, maybe people don't know how to interact with an individual with ALS. So Pat, what do you say to those people that are maybe watching that haven't quite encountered this in their life yet? How do they interact with someone that has ALS?
We want to be seen. See us. If we're going through the grocery store on a little scooter or car, anybody that's handicapped, usually, people will walk by looking straight ahead. Look down and smile, and at least see us, acknowledge us. I had a cousin that had ALS, and I saw her. This was many years ago, and I saw her in the latter stages, and she couldn't communicate. Her family had not set her up with any kind of communication means. So when she had lost her voice and her hands, and she couldn't communicate, so I went in there and into her house, and I saw her. And she was staring at me. Couldn't communicate with her, but I had a hard time looking at her, and I look back and I think, I wish I would have just looked at her and said, I'm here with you. I see you. Acknowledge her, and then now having ALS, when you walk through the store and you go by and when you're on that cart, people want to not look at you, but I think we want to be seen. Almost like when you see, my mother lives downtown Chicago, and the homeless people, there's a couple that we know that we see all the time that they have mental issues. They'll be talking to themselves and like randomly screaming. So when we see those people, we'll look straight ahead and walk by because we're afraid to interact with them. We don't want to be treated like that. And I look at the homeless people differently now myself. So it's hard to walk by and not see another human being.
Yeah, this ALS stinks, but I think it's so beautiful what you've turned it into. Just in the course of our conversation, like you said, you guys have reevaluated life. You're focusing on what's important. You're making changes here. You're making the world a better place. Like you're taking this on, and you've taken such a nasty, horrible, 3-letter evil words like ALS, and you've turned it into something really beautiful. You really have. So on this note, is there anything you would like, anyone watching right now, is there anything you would like to throw out to them, to encourage them, to remind them, or to challenge them to do on the topic of all of these things we've been talking about?
Excuse me. Are you asking us?
Oh, yes. Is there anything, the people that are watching, is there anything that you guys would love to throw out to them, like challenge them or encourage them to do or remind them of? Any sort of words of wisdom you have for our viewers?
For people with ALS, I think for me, I never lose hope. I don't think it's hopeless. I think there's so many people behind the scenes working on this that I can't lose hope. I always have hope. Number one, I do. And I think that's important. Mm-hmm.
I want to say don't be afraid, but that's impossible because seems like every day when if you start losing, it gets harder to breathe, or you start losing your hands. We keep adapting to it, but as soon as we adapt to it, the disease takes us further down the road. So you're always fighting this element of fear, but you gotta focus on the good things, on what you've got, and what abilities we do have. Even though that number is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's going to boil down to the last one is going to be love. What do we love? Who loves us? But just focus on what we're blessed with and what we have to be grateful for, even though that list it's going to keep getting smaller. But don't let fear bring you down anymore. Because stress and fear makes this disease progress faster. It's the weirdest thing, but it's true. You just focus on what we have to be grateful for.
I love that. We can all use a little bit of that in our lives, not even for those of you battling ALS, but all of us. We can just focus on the things that we have great in our lives. I'm so glad that you two found each other. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys are seeing these comments.
My grandma always said,
comments?
Oh, no.
What was that, your grandma?
My grandma always said, none of us are getting out of this alive.
She did. She always say that.
ALS is, in a way, it is a blessing because if you drop dead of a heart attack, you can't say goodbye to anybody or tell anybody how you feel. At least this, the slow progression, or relatively slow, I guess, compared to sudden death, it gives us a chance to mend and communicate to people that we love them and that they've affected our lives, and it lets us focus on the truly important things in life. Where I guess if you pass away, you look back and say, I wish I would have focused on this more, So it brings blessings into your life as much as it takes away. As long as I think about what my grandma said, none of us are getting out of this alive. So, make the absolute best of every day, even if you're not sick. That country song, live like you're dying. We should all do that.
Absolutely. You're very wise over here, you two. You're just over here spouting all kinds of beautiful, beautiful knowledge that you're just dropping on all of us. But it's so true. We need these reminders. I mean, yeah, life is short no matter what. So we have to make the most of it.
Yeah.
And I was going to tell you before, I don't know if it's true. Pat has the best quotes. You really do. I'm going to be quoting you all the time. Pat says,
if I could have another 50 years with her, it still wouldn't be enough. So,
you guys.
I mean, if we have 3 or 5 years left, it'll never be enough.
See why he's my lobster? You see?
You guys are just the ultimate lobsters. I'm serious. You guys are so insanely beautiful. I am so happy that you found each other. And I know Kendra's going to second this. This is why we do what we do, because you guys are supposed to have another 50 years together.
1,000.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't stop over here. I don't know. Seriously, you guys are just so beautiful. Well, I know this is not easy. And the fact that you guys are that Valerie, you are by his side every moment through all of this is so incredible to see. Yes, Kendra does second that. I know, Kendra, I can see you. I can see Kendra in the green room. Kendra's in the green room crying too. I mean, we're all a mess over here. Seriously though, it's because you guys, your love is just so beautiful. I'm telling you, I can feel it. I hope you guys that are watching this can feel this too. I can feel it through the phone. I can feel it right now. What you guys have found is so beautiful. And I will never understand sometimes the way life works out, because it's not fair. But you are making the best of it. You're making the most of it. And I'm so glad, Patrick, that you get to spend the rest of your life married to Valerie.
Me too.
You guys are pretty stinking awesome. And I don't know if you're seeing these comments here, but people are falling in love with you, and people have just been chiming in like crazy with so much love and so many hugs and everything for you guys.
Thank you. It's awesome. Hugs to everyone, and thanks for your support.
My gosh. Okay, so to maybe make us stop crying over here, these are like beautiful tears though, because we just love you so much. Seriously. We're gonna talk about some love. Let's bring this up here a little bit. We're gonna talk about some love because you guys are so generous to dive in and just completely trust me here and play a quick little game. A little who is game. This is going to be kind of fun.
Game.
So, yay. And it just only felt appropriate to play a game since the game is what brought you two together.
No math, please.
No math. I'm with you on that. No math. This is a little game we like to call here at Sunflower Hour, Who Is. So you guys are going to play the Who Is game, where I'll just ask you who is question, like who is the messiest, like silly things like that. And you guys will just say, who is that person? We'll see what kind of fun stories come out of this. So we're going to get to know you two lovebirds, you two beautiful lobsters a little bit better. So here we go. I love this. You know what, everybody, I love this. This is going to be our new little, I love it. Everybody put your lobster claws together for Patrick and Valerie Harmon, and let's play Who Is.
I say lobster because lobsters made for life. That's why.
I love
lobster
it.
Made for life. That's why he's my lobster. Okay, game time.
Yeah, just when I start to stop again, you're okay, game time. Who is the best cook?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was.
He was. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
My fingers don't listen to me anymore, so she has to be. She's learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. But he's the best cook.
I grew up, I was adopted.
He's the best cook.
And my mother was 100% Italian. And so I'm kind of
well trained.
Yeah, she's a fantastic cook. I learned from the best.
I love it. I have my family's Sorrentioni, so I knew I loved you. That Italian, I love it. What's your favorite thing to cook? Or what's your favorite thing to cook?
I'm pretty simple. Yeah, steak. But for my mother, probably the sauce, the gravy and like sausage and peppers or meatballs. The spaghetti. That's favorite is spaghetti. But, I do love cooking on the grill. I can cook anything on the grill.
I love it. Who is the funniest?
Ooh. He is. He comes up with some really, really funny things, and I don't know where he gets them, but he is. I'll say he is.
Okay, love it. Best sense of humor. Okay, well, I mean, Val, you picked a real good one here. You found the funny, the sweet, the giving, and the cook. I mean,
I'm pretty awesome too.
No, really.
No, he is. He's. When they say you meet somebody, but I met somebody that was 1,000 times better than I'd ever thought I'd meet a person. It's crazy how awesome this guy is. I never thought in a million years that I thought I met everybody in the world. This guy tops them all, I swear.
That's a beautiful thing too for everyone that is watching this.
Val's like, when I met Val, she was like the sweetest person in the world. I'm like, this has got to be a front. There's no way somebody could be this disgustingly sweet and kind, and I just hung around her more, and that's her. She's like that. I mean, I've known her over 10 years. I've never heard a negative word out of her mouth. I mean, she's just unbelievably kind and sweet, and I mean, she doesn't like watching anything negative on TV. We watch, if there's an animal or something that's going to get hurt, she'll get up and walk out. So I like to keep watching like G-rated stuff with her.
Perfect match. Absolutely perfect match. I love this. Who is the better DJ?
There are no better DJs. They are only different DJs. There's no one better than any other artist. DJs are the same. You're just different. Nobody's better. How's that?
Very diplomatic. I love that. Who has traveled to more countries?
Oh, that's Val.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
She's done.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, she's done some international tours, so she's hit several countries at a time, more than once.
I love that. I know we have, guys, if you're watching, if you don't know this already, we have a super world famous DJ here. So you guys check her out, DJ Val, seriously.
On IbizaLiveRadio.com and Mix93FM.com, and I'm signed to MusicPlantRecords.com. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Who is the most romantic?
Pat is. Because
you're super thoughtful.
Yeah, but you take me to see cows.
Yes.
He's romantic. He is. I love cows, so that's why I say that. He would. Yeah, he is.
Every time I see a cow now, I'm not even kidding. Ever since we talked, Valerie, I think about you, and now I have about 1,000 cow pictures in my camera roll because I keep taking them, meaning to send them to you.
They're so cute.
Because there are just cows everywhere. I know, their tongues just get me. I just love cows.
If you're in a car with Val and there's a cow somewhere, you're going to know it.
Yes. Guilty as charged.
She yells out, cows! So loud.
It's one of the
This is your place.
22 things you love about me.
So sometimes I'll take roads that go by more cows.
He does.
It's my job to make sure that you can see cows.
Yeah.
Aw, I love this. Who is the best gamer? I guess Facebook gamer would be appropriate.
Gamer like video games?
I don't know. What
it's Fish Tank in Farmville.
Val.
Yeah.
I say me too.
Actually, Val's mom.
Yeah, my mom did. She's around. But I'll claim to fame that. I'll claim that.
Okay, I love it. Who has the best memory?
Oh God, him for sure.
My memory is so good. I think it's cursed.
I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? I think it's Tuesday. I'm not sure. No, his memory is outrageous. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, we just have a request for a seasoned sunflower hour ALS cookbook with Patrick can add some of those amazing recipes. I love it. You have fans now, Patrick. People want to know your recipes.
I'll get it right from my mother. She's 91 and she can run circles around my kids even. She's a little 4'11" Italian lady, but she can cook like crazy.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I love it. So what I'm hearing is I need to invite myself over to your house for dinner.
Why not? So come over.
No, I'm trying to convince you guys to come over here so that you can just see cows every day.
Well, it's
cows
Tuesday.
and chicken.
We'll be there by Friday, so make
Deal.
Okay.
Deal. I've got a room for you. You can crash on my spare bed. Absolutely.
All right.
Who made the first move? Dun, dun, dun.
I love unicorns? No, that was after.
She used to say that.
Well, I was scared to say I love you, so I said, because I love unicorns, so I said, I love you, unicorns. See? It's true. I loved him, but I love unicorns too, so it was like if he didn't feel the same way, he could have backed out, see? But I love you, unicorns, but I love you, you know, I love you. And I love unicorns, but I love you more. I think it was the very first move. I think it was like exactly the same.
Simultaneous.
Yeah, we were both.
Yeah.
The moment that hand touched, you reached out for that hand, and it was
like. In the DJ booth, you got it.
Yeah, I was walking out to the dance floor with some of we call them the Goonies.
The Goonies from
the roll call. I was walking out to the dance floor, and I stuck my hand in the booth, and she reached out, and I grabbed her hand.
You didn't let go for a while. It was mutual.
I love it. Well, on that note, we'll leave this with one final question. What do you love most about each other?
I love his thoughtfulness. He always knows what he reads my mind. It's crazy. He reads my mind constantly. It's crazy. He does. I love that. He's so thoughtful that he can read my mind. He does. I'm not kidding. He's very thoughtful. That's why.
I like that Val doesn't have a mean bone in her body. I mean, she's so incredibly kind and thoughtful to everybody and every creature. And it's crazy. And she's shown me love at a whole different level. I mean, there's not a minute goes by that I don't know that she really, really loves me a lot. And I feel it all the time. She doesn't even have to say anything. Just every bone in her body, I know she loves me and she's there for me no matter what.
This is true. I swear to God.
It's weird. It's like the more we do for each other, you get it back. I mean, when you love, you always get more back than what you put into it. I think we both just feed each other that way, and it's kind of like a crazy relationship. We love each other so much. It's like out of control. Love is amazing.
This has absolutely never happened to me in my life, but you two truly do just absolutely leave me speechless. So there is absolutely nothing else that needs to be said about that. You guys are just the most beautiful couple.
Thank you, Susan.
Absolutely. And Patrick, you are the man when it comes to the most perfect quotes. So
yes.
I mean, I hope with ALS, how can I even feel bad about leaving this earth? It's like I know what this is, this kind of relationship. I've got everything. There's nothing left to want.
That's why he's my lobster. See?
So if he wants to take me tomorrow, I'll go. Happy.
No, we're not letting it happen. Yeah, we're not letting it happen. No way. This is, like I said, this is what we're fighting for this love and for more people to get to, for everyone that has ALS right now, to get to find their lobster and to get to share their love. So we're not going to stop fighting until we can keep all the lobsters together.
Thank you.
You're not allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah, see? You stay right here.
I got a lot of stuff to do yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You still have a lot left to accomplish.
Got a lot of cows to see?
Oh my gosh, you too. I am so happy to have met you, and I'm really happy now that you're part of our Sunflower Hour family, because spoiler alert, you are. So now you'll be hearing from me. You're part of the family, and you're in this super awesome group that has just absolutely changed my life. So thank you guys for being a part of this, for taking some time. I know I kept you a really long time tonight. So thank you guys for sticking with us and getting to just share your two awesomeness with everybody. I love this.
If you're in our family, you come and eat at my mom's, you better bring stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants. Thank you for being with us, and enjoy that big full moon tomorrow night in the paradise that you are. And thanks again for everybody chiming in, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
I hope I'll see you guys very soon. I'm going to convince you one way or another to come out here, to come to Bali to experience this. And my stretchy pants, Patrick, they are ready. I will be ready for some yummy food. I never turn down Italian food. So I will be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you for everything. And just, I'm so happy to know you guys as a couple. You guys are so beautiful.